Hello and welcome back. The roses have arrived. I am so excited. I must be one of the most impatient people. I have been waiting months for these roses. So they obviously only transport roses when the roses are dormant. So I think I placed the order a couple of months ago now, and you had to book them for a set window in winter for them to be delivered. And all the early windows had already been booked out. So I've had to, it's really tested my patience, but they are finally here. I've just gotten home, but yeah, they were waiting for me outside. So excited. Apologies, I've just gone straight off into a rant there. Hello, how are you all? Thank you so much for joining me today. I actually hadn't intended to film today, but with the arrival of the roses, I know I promised that when they got here, I would unbox them and we would kind of do the whole process together. If you have been subscribed for a little while now, you will know that, as I said, I ordered these roses a few months ago, and I have quite the vision for a few changes in my cottage garden, and these roses are one of them. I'm wanting to sort of put them on the back fence line, and I'm hoping that in, months, possibly a year to come, they will grow all the way up. They are climbing roses, and they will just be absolutely magical in full bloom. They've got a beautiful fragrance and all of that good stuff. So first step is the roses have finally arrived. Now, I am a little bit nervous because the spots for these roses actually aren't ready yet. In particular, one of the spots actually has a small tree in it at the moment. So it is too big for me to remove myself. So I'm going to need a hand. So now that these are here, I'm just going to text the gentleman who helps me out with some of the larger gardening jobs and see if when he has some time, he might be able to come and help me get that tree moved so that we can plant these roses. But what that means is that I might have to do like a bit of a temporary planting, I think, just while I wait for the spaces to become available. But I'm getting ahead of myself. First things first, let's unbox these roses. I had a little look online at like the instructions for when you receive your roses, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to rehydrate them. So I kind of thought that's what we would do together today, is unbox them, get them in the bucket, rehydrate them, and kind of get them situated somewhere. And I think you rehydrate them for 24 to 48 hours, and then we will assess the situation at that time, and then if needs be, I will pot them up in some rose potting mix as a bit of a temporary placement until these spaces are ready. But you can clearly see the branding on the side here. I'll link both of these roses in the description box just in case you're interested. I have never ordered anything from this company before. I've only actually ever ordered one plant online before. The seedless mandarin tree that I have in the garden is also an online purchase. But that and these are the only time I've ever ordered plants online. So you can tell I'm excited. My thoughts are just whirling around. The reason I was telling you that is because I have never ordered from this company before. I can't really make any claims as to the quality of the roses or the health of the roses. They were highly rated online, and delivery was great. They were very communicative with the delivery. It was very quick delivery once my order was dispatched. So I just sort of thought we would go on this little journey together and sort of see how we go. Now, I can feel that the weight is all in the bottom of the box here. So what I might actually do is open it from the bottom of the box, because they are climbing roses and they will have thorns on them. So I don't really want to open it from the top and then have to reach in. So I'm hoping if I open it from the bottom, it'll kind of just drop out. nice one there. On second thought, I think this is going to be very messy, so we actually might take this outside. I've gotten excited and I'm doing it in the kitchen, and I think it's going to be much better if we do this on the potting table outside. Alright, I have come outside to open this box. If you can hear a weird sort of faint swishing sound, I will just say you can probably hear the washing machine going. So that's what that sound is. I've come over here to do this because the potting bench is actually full of plants. It is still full of the plants that we bought last week, I think it is, together. I haven't had a chance to plant anything yet, but I'm very keen to get into this. Well, hopefully you can see. Let me just... Can you see? Maybe I'll just bring you down just a little. Okay. Oops, there's the dirt. Oh yes, I see. There's like a little, hopefully, I don't want to tip it too much, but you can sort of see there, it's got like a little bag. So I'm going to try and gently, oh gosh, it's really wedged in there. Oh, there we go. Oh wow. Oh. Oh wow. Whoops. So that is how they have arrived. So just to show you the ones that I ordered the Climbing Cinderella Rose. I will try, if I can, to find some photos of what these will look like, fingers crossed, once they get a bit bigger and they start to bloom, and I will pop them on screen just so you can kind of get a visual, because at the moment they obviously don't look like too much here. So yes, I've got one of the Climbing Cinderella Roses, and then the other one that I have is the Climbing Sweet Laguna. So they did come packaged really well, obviously needing to be very careful of these thorns. They should be fine if I just, maybe I'll prop them slightly on the box. What do we have? Oh, I see. Planting guide. Oh, lovely. That's very good. Oh, and they've got the little tags. That's nice. Let's have a look at the guide. Well, there you go. You'll be able to see the photos. So that's the Sweet Laguna Climbing Rose flower. Easy care, disease resistant and repeat flowering. It's a full sun, light prune in winter, water regularly. It's got fragrant blooms and it's 2.5 by 2.5 meters. A wonderful sport, beautiful laguna, good characteristics like delicious fragrance and high disease resistance. That is what I'm looking for. So I'm in a humid environment because I'm subtropical, so I definitely wanted something that was disease resistant. Large flowers have loose old world appearance and grow up to 10 centimeters in diameter. Oh, healthy mid-green leaves top off this lovely climber and stunning addition to the Climbing Max collection. And you can see it's got the 5-star health rating there. I'm so excited. Oh, I hope that they like it here. But that is the gorgeous blooms. Can you imagine that? 10 centimeters big. Oh, and the smell. I'm so excited. They'll be gorgeous inside. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself, obviously. So that's that one. And then the other one I got was this one here, the Cinderella Climbing Rose. I just love that kind of cup design. And I thought there's sort of slight different shades of pink you can see. One's a bit more of a paler one and one's a bit of a brighter one. But they're still obviously the same tone. So again, superb climbing rose, will enchant, very healthy foliage, a nostalgic shaped flower, soft pink, produces in sprays of 4 to 6 flowers and have an old-fashioned appearance. Dark green foliage is very disease resistant. And again, similar, full sun, 2.5 by 2.5. I mean, some of them I saw online, they get to like almost 4 or 6 meters. I did not need anything that big. It has to be something a size that's quite manageable. I'm conscious of the thorns, so it's definitely not something I want to be doing really hard prune backs all the time because of the thorns. Ideal for arbors, obelisks, repeat flowering again, disease resistant, easy care. That's what I like to hear. Easy care, both of them, you'll note, easy care and disease resistant. That is what I was hoping for. But yeah, I'm over the moon. Like, look at this cluster here. Isn't that just... Okay. And they've also given us this very handy planting guide. Ooh. Bare root planting guide. Keep roots moist at all times. Do not replant into old soil where roses have been removed. Refresh. Do not add fertilizer. Yep. Do not use weedicides. Yep. A bucket, a spade, watering can, stick, and secateurs. Yep. They do recommend, hopefully you can see that, these products here. I do not have these products, nor am I buying these products. So we shall see how that goes. Position. Roses need an open, sunny and well-drained position. At least 6 hours of direct sun per day is required, preferably more. Where I'm wanting to plant them both, they will definitely get that. Avoid planting too close to established shrubs and trees as they will compete for water. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. This is very handy. Can I just say, well done to Trelaw Roses. This is unbelievably handy. As somebody who is, you know, definitely by no means an expert at all in roses, I kind of just dabble around and do the best I can with what I have. This is unbelievably handy. So these are the 2 products here that they recommend. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, so where we are at here is step 1. Okay, so you can see I've got my roses. We need to rehydrate them. Unwrap and soak in plain water for 24 to 48 hours. That is what I'm going to do. Oh yeah, this is, yeah, very, very handy. And it even comes with like a little seasonal planner. That's so nice. This is the other thing. That's what I need to do. Healing in. Your roses have arrived, but you're not ready. As I said earlier, I'm not ready. They have arrived and I'm definitely not ready. Dig a large hole and place the bundled roses in the hole. Cover the roots with soil. Keep well watered until you're ready to plant. Your roses should be healed in for no more than 2 weeks. If you need longer, please contact us for advice. Hopefully, we won't need to do that. I'm wondering if I should rehydrate them if I'm healing in. Ooh. I wonder. You're not ready. I wonder if I'm sure it'll be fine. I think maybe I'm going to rehydrate them and then I might get a pot, not necessarily a large hole, but a pot. And then I'll pop them both in the pot with soil. And then we'll just really keep on top of the water and try and get them in the ground ASAP. Okay. All right, that's the plan. Let's do that. So I'm going to take this sort of off, this little bundle off, and let's get a bucket and let's rehydrate them. As I said, 24 to 48 hours, and then we might move into this healing in process. So I want my roses to have the best chance possible of surviving. So I actually just rang the company really quickly and I spoke to a very lovely lady at Trelaw Roses, and she said to me that if the space isn't ready, what I can do is actually pop them in a bucket of water for up to a week. So I can just leave them in there in the water for up to a week. If it's going to be more than a week, I probably need to think about sort of bundling them and then popping them in the soil. So fingers crossed that it won't be more than a week. So I think what I am going to do is take them out of the packaging, kind of assess the situation, get the roots sort of ready to go, and then I'm going to pop them in this bucket. Hopefully it's going to be big enough. I probably should have tested that. And then I'm going to fill it with water and I'm going to pop it somewhere in the shade. They did say to make sure I keep them out of the sun while they're doing their rehydration process. So let's just check. Oh yeah, that's plenty big enough. Okay, good, good, good. All right, so let's get them out of their packaging and then we will get them in the water. Okay. She was very helpful on the phone, which is always good when you are new to something and you can call for support. Oh gosh, this is going to make a big mess. Yes, it is. Okay. All right, I'm going to very carefully, whoops, okay, move these out the way. Actually, I'm going to keep these because I imagine at times to come I will wonder about them. Oh yeah. I see. So hopefully you can see that there. So you can see, ooh, you can see the two different roses there. Oh, it is still quite, the dirt's quite moist still, which is, I suppose, a very good thing, because as she said, that's their primary concern, is making sure that the roots stay moist. So let me just double check. Yeah, that'll work well. Okay, I'm just going to very gently lie these down here, and I'm just going to go fill my bucket up with water, and then I will come back out and we shall place them in the water and pop them somewhere safe and in the shade. Bucket of water is ready. They were very clear in the instructions that it just needs to be plain water, so definitely don't add like any fertilizers or anything like that to the water. Just plain tap water is fine. And then we're just going to, I'm going to keep them bundled. You can see they've just bundled together here. I'm actually just going to leave that on just in the event that I need to put them in dirt later. Just trying to make sure I get all of the roots. Okay. I can always add maybe a little bit of extra water to that. Maybe I will do that. Okay, so I'm going to place that in a little sort of shaded spot, and then that should be good to go for the week. I am just going to top up the water slightly, and then what I might do is I'll take you over, just in case you're not familiar with where I'm going to place these. I'll take you over and I'll show you where they're going to end up. Oh yay, I'm so excited. Oh, I hope they do really well and that they like it here. So I have placed the roses just here in this little plant nursery area. I come out here all the time to kind of tend to these plants that need a little bit of extra care. So it'll be safe here, out of the sun. I can really keep an eye on the water levels just to make sure that the water level doesn't go too low. And I'll probably, as I said earlier, keep it here for about a week. I'm hoping I'll be able to get, I mean, both of them in, but at least one of them in within the week. And then if that doesn't happen, I will sort of pot them up into some soil to kind of tide them over until I can get that tree out, which I'll show you in a moment anyway. It'll be easier to explain once I show you. So I've just got a little watering can here, and as I said earlier, I just really wanted to top it up. She did say that to me on the phone, that the most important thing is just keeping the roots, you know, as wet as possible so that they don't dry out. So that is that, and I've got a little bit of water left, so I might just water my little hydrangea, lace cap hydrangea cutting and the pineapple that we did together a few weeks ago. I'm just really trying to keep the water up to both of these so that hopefully they will develop a root system. Look at this little bee on the flower down there. Can you see? Getting all the pollen. It's very cute. I thought, whilst I was on my way to show you where the rose is going to be positioned, I would very quickly give you a little update garden tour. I don't know if you remember from the July garden tour, but there's this little rose I've got here, a mini rose in the corner, and it is starting to bloom. It had quite a challenging start there, but we've got the first little bloom, and you can see it's got a number of buds already coming through, ready to go. So that's going to look spectacular in the coming weeks. This rose is looking brilliant. And the ground cover roses have really sort of flushed out with all of their blooms. They are looking incredible. Gorgeous afternoon in the garden. All the birds are twittering, the bees are out. It is hard to imagine that they actually forecast thunderstorms for tomorrow morning. We had completely blue skies this morning early, but now we've just sort of got these little fluffy white ones. The temperature, it is like spring temperatures at the moment for us, which is unusual at this time of year. Normally we do get a bit of the colder weather, but maybe that's what the thunderstorm's about. I think they do sort of forecast the cold weather returning after the thunderstorm tomorrow. But I must say, it does somewhat confuse the plants a little bit. Some of them sort of start to flower a little bit earlier than what they should, thinking that spring has come early. So I'm just going to step back a little bit just to show you. So apologies if you have been subscribed for a while, you may already kind of know what I'm about to show you, but the plan is I've got some fence risers and they're going to kind of go along here to provide some additional height to the fence for the roses to climb up. And then I'm wanting to put one rose back through here where the fence sort of line is, and then it will sort of grow up right up hopefully, and you know, be gorgeous and magical and full of beautiful fragrant blooms. So I would like one to kind of go here. Eventually I'd like a bit of an arbor or something here for the trumpet vine, but we'll get to that at another point. One project at a time. I've got, you know, 5 projects happening at the moment, so I've got to try and pace myself. And then the other one, I might come from this angle. The other one is just here. So the other one, one of the roses will be here, and then the other one is going to be back here behind the vegetables, sort of behind the tomatoes. So this tree here that you can see, I am keen to reposition that somewhere else. It's much too big for this space. It was long story, but originally this whole area was a garden bed, so this tree was kind of fine in the garden bed, but when I transitioned this into like kitchen garden raised beds, I actually rehomed all the plants here, but left this one in, sort of thinking it might be okay because it was behind the beds, but it's just, yeah, I think it'll be much happier in a different position. So I just need a hand. It is, if I go a bit closer, it is quite a thick sort of branch there, and given the awkwardness of the position and that, I need a hand from somebody. And it's, yeah, it's definitely not one that, you know, mum and I or anyone like that could tackle. I think that my garden, you know, gentleman will be very, very helpful with getting that out and possibly being able to place it in a different location. But then, yes, once that is out, again, I'll have the fence riser, and then the rose will grow up here, and it will just create a spectacular backdrop, hopefully, for the kitchen garden here, again with those really large beautiful pink blooms and the fragrant flowers, and it should just be really lovely. And just add some color, I think, along this fence line. I think that that's, you know, even when they're not in bloom and it's just the green leaves, I think that's going to be really beautiful to have that. And then obviously coupled with the trumpet vine with the orange. Anyway, I have a vision, and I'm really hoping that it all works out well, and that the roses like the position here and that they're happy. I have tried to pick, you know, gorgeous roses, but ones that are suited to a subtropical climate and are sort of disease resistant and fairly easy to care for, and that given that I have quite a number of mini roses, but I've not ever had success, and I've not sort of tried to plant any of this sort of full-sized shrub roses, or even, I don't think I've ever planted climbing roses before. So that is going to be very interesting to sort of see how that journey unfolds. But everything is looking really great at the moment. Oh, I also wanted to show you, I think you saw a couple of clips of it at the beginning of this video, but I wanted to show you, just very quickly for a moment, how cute are the little flowers that come up on the climbing spinach. So this is a red climbing spinach, so named because of the red, but see all the little tiny flowers on it? I'm pretty sure that is the flower itself. It doesn't seem to bloom or anything like that. It just are these very sweet little pink, sort of white and pink tipped little flowers, and it is covered in those. So I'm taking it that is very happy in its location. Similarly, the snack capsicums here, you can see I've got a few little open white flowers on there, so hopefully I will have capsicums soon. But what I wanted to show you with these flowers here, I think I showed them to you last night. The sunset last night was incredible. And already, just overnight, look at how much these have already opened, and these ones here are already starting to open. A little plane going over. Aren't they so pretty? Like, they've got the outer pink, and then they sort of fade into that really beautiful sort of apricot, sort of, you know, orangey color. But gosh, they're very pretty. So these are, again, just mini roses, so they stay really small. I mean, again, if you've been subscribed for a while, you'll know I have quite the number of mini roses throughout the garden. But yeah, I just think they are so beautiful, and like the petals, how the actual petals in the rose. Anywho, I just wanted to show that to you. I thought I would give you a bit of a close-up. So this is the other rose location. So basically, all that needs to happen in this one is just for this area here to kind of be cleared out a little bit, possibly this to be cut back, and this to be shaped a little bit better, just to create a more open position. So whichever rose ends up here, I'm pretty sure I can get that one in the next few days. It's just the other one that I'm going to need some assistance with. But yeah, and then yeah, just imagine it sort of growing up all this fence, and then I'll have the riser, and so it'll be able to go up and over, and oh, it's gonna look sensational. I'm very excited. And as with all my experiments, if they don't make it and they don't like this position, it's not the end of the world. I can always just find something else to go there. But I really like the idea of sort of having this sort of back fence line just filled with really beautiful sort of climbing plants with flowers and fragrance, and I think that's going to add just a really beautiful sort of magical touch to the cottage garden. Well, my camera battery is actually flashing. Goodness, oh, it's still looking a little bit sad through here. Hopefully soon they'll all begin to flush back out. But yes, my camera battery is just starting to flash now. So this is probably a much shorter video than what you were used to, but it was quite the impromptu video. I actually didn't think the roses were going to get delivered until I think another 2 or 3 days, I thought the tracking said. So I was very surprised to come home and find that they had already arrived. But yeah. So just I'm really excited about them. I'm really excited that, you know, if they sort of love the location, to be able to see, like, I've got such a clear vision in my head as to what I want it to look like. So it should be a really fun project, and I hope you will, you know, join me for that. If you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you subscribed and kind of came on this sort of gardening journey with me. I try and share as much as I can, and I always have so many projects going, and I'm always trying out new things. I'm not an expert gardener. I'm 100% a beginner. I'm learning as I go. I'm, you know, as I did today, I'm phoning a friend for support if I've got questions and things. So I definitely think we could learn together. And, you know, even if you're a seasoned gardener, maybe you're in a different location, and it's always nice to see other people's gardens for inspiration and that. So I hope you will join me for that, and that you will subscribe. So I'm going to bid you farewell. Thank you so much, as always, and I hope you're as excited as I am for these roses, and I will definitely obviously be sharing the planting and positioning and all that with you in coming videos. So I will see you then. Bye.